Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the very first seasonally productive video. It's been a long time coming. As you can tell, my voice is not matching up with this video. Something happened with the audio, my mic wasn't plugged in, but we are going to get our seeds started today. So my husband brought in this shelf from the shop, picked up some soil. My parents bought me this little mini greenhouse for my birthday, so we're gonna try that out. This is the brand here if you guys are looking for it. I have no information on it other than that, first time trying it. And the kids are here to help, so I've brought in everything from the shed. I've gathered all my seeds. Some are saved, some are bought. Trays are all left over from years prior. And then I grabbed some newspaper from the garage, and we're going to start filling up these little pots and get some seeds planted. The first thing I need to do is go through this basket of seeds and decide what we're going to plant today, and then what needs to be done at a future date or straight into the garden. Oh, here's a dinosaur, just in case you needed to see a Lego dinosaur today. Got some flower seeds we're going to try too. Peggy's hanging out there with us, and it's a really exciting day for us. Need to line the shelves with newspaper. Here are some seeds I bought from T&T Seeds out of Winnipeg. First time purchasing from them. I usually just buy from the grocery store or the dollar store or whatever. I've had really good luck, but there was a few things I wanted to buy that I couldn't find anywhere else. So I have tomatillos, stevia, celery, okra, and cardoon, which is very, very new to me. So like I said, I'm just going to line these shelves and then we're going to get set up here. Of course, with some tower building in there too. So I haven't really ever had great luck starting seeds. They often get spindly on me, so I had my husband make some lights, which I'll show you coming up here, and I'm hoping that kind of helps things along. So we're just sorting out what we want. The kids were very particular on what they wanted, so I laid out these little pots and then we filled them with soil and then we filled them with the seeds that they wanted. Now these pots are good in theory because you are supposed to be able to just put them straight into the ground, and I guess that probably would happen if your roots were really, really strong and you water them frequently enough that they get the cardboard gets wet and deteriorates. I have never had that experience, so we're going to try it this year with some of the bigger plants like the pumpkins and other squash, and I guess I'll show you how that goes. But in the past I haven't had great luck with them. In fact, I've had some of them mold, so I'm hoping proper airflow, proper light, and then getting them in the ground and just keeping them soaked is going to help that. So here my daughter and I are planting some flower seeds, getting those packed away, put to bed, we like to say, and then everything will get a nice drink of water once it's on the shelf. I have this nice tray here, which is actually, I believe, a Subway giant sub tray, and it works great for all these little pots. Another thing I wanted to mention is that we are doing this like major on the cheap, so I just like to use what I have kind of all around already, and popsicle sticks is what we're using for markers. They aren't the greatest because if you do use marker on them, washable marker, they can get like watered down, or the color can run and then you can't tell what it is. I had a friend who I saw she used Solo cups and just cut them into strips and then used that with permanent marker. That would probably work a little better. I don't buy plastics like that, so I didn't have that. But here I needed to show you this. This is from my friend over at D6 Homestead. Shout out to Michelle. I will link her channel, go check it out. But she gave me some coriander seeds. So these grow up into cilantro. The plant is cilantro and then the seeds are coriander. And I'm very excited to plant these. I've been saving them since the fall, and it makes me think of her when I see them, which I think is really fun. So thank you, Michelle. Make sure you guys go check out D6 Homestead here on YouTube. Coriander is a great herb to have in your apothecary or your herb cabinet. So in these little pots, I do put more than one seed, and then I plan to transplant them fairly soon, which you're going to see later in this video. But here's what I got going on. I did end up running out of soil in this video, so I've just kind of got as much done as I could, all those little pots, and then I do end up doing about 2/3 of that little mini greenhouse. What I'm pointing to here, I'm probably going to end up doing tomatoes in, either tomatoes or peppers. I'm not quite sure yet which I'll do, and I think I'm going to have to end up getting some more trays, something, because I have quite a lot more seeds to do. I haven't done any of my tomatillos. I've really not done much of anything other than cucumbers and squash and things like that. And then in this clear lid to that other black tray, I'm going to do, I think, either my tobacco plants or my just kind of like salad and herb type things. I guess I did have a little bit of dirt left over, so we're going to do some tomato seeds and a few cayenne pepper seeds in all of these black plastic trays here. And these are just ones that I've saved over the years from buying at the greenhouse, so definitely make sure you save stuff like that because it becomes really handy and then you don't have to buy it in the future. I mean, you're paying for it when you buy those plants, so you might as well keep it and reuse it if starting seeds is something that you enjoy doing. So these are the pepper seeds that I have saved, and I'm really not sure what's going to happen, so let's see. This is calendula. I did not know that their seeds looked like this. They're like little prehistoric sea creatures or something. They were really fun to plant. I had some of these gifted from a company that I bought something else from, and then I think I also had a package of calendula, which I was kind of surprised that I had. Didn't realize. Here's the stevia. These seeds are itty bitty, like so tiny. So I'm interested to see what the plants look like when they come up. I did write down everything that we planted on this day, and then when I get more soil, I'm going to do the same thing. So this was on April 20th, which was a new moon. All right, a couple weeks later, and it is time to water the babies. They are up. Some of them were up really quickly. So I'm just taking some full moon water here, and I'm going to go ahead and give everybody a drink of that, and I'll show you what's all coming up. I did start with some, I think they were 60 watt LEDs, and I switched them to 200 watt incandescents, and they're making a big difference. Let me just move the tomatoes here, because I just have plastic on this one shelf, so this shelf was getting wet. I gotta get plastic on this one. So yeah, tomatoes, lots of tomatoes coming up. These are butternut squash. I got some coriander coming here, those 3 pots. And cardoons are coming up. So I've never grown cardoon. Actually, haven't really even heard of cardoon. So that's a new one for us. And then this is okra, these 3 here. And they're coming. And I just touched the light bulb. But let's see if I can get you in there closely. The cardoon is so pretty and different. I've never seen a plant like that. I don't know if the leaves are just like if that's how they're all going to be, or if that one's just malformed or something. But yeah, very pretty coming up there. Stevia little bits coming. I just watered them, so they're now under dirt. A little bit of onion. That was a total experiment. And those are marigolds that I saved from, I just grabbed a handful of flour off a street. And then this is calendula. Nothing else is coming up quite yet there. But these lights are helping a lot. So I'm hoping in the next couple days some more stuff starts happening. And then over here, this is mostly the kids' ones. So these are all pumpkins. Another pumpkin coming. This is a watermelon. And they're coming. And none of the rest is coming up here yet. Just some more tomatoes. And up here we have, this is all tomatoes, cayenne peppers, hoping more of those start coming up. They are already too with these new lights. These lights put off a lot of heat, so much different than the LEDs. And more cayenne, tomatoes, and then this is kind of my like fresh eating garden. So just like kale and lettuce and some herbs. So we'll see what ends up happening there. And then in here, some little bitty tobacco plants and nothing coming up on that side, which is mostly flowers. And then down here at the bottom, this is tomatillos, which all the things in here got really stringy because of those other lights. So I'm hoping that the ones that come up next can be like low and strong. But those are tomatillos, the ones up over there, and these ones are coriander. And then that one over there must be a marigold. No, it doesn't look like a marigold. I don't know what that is. And then in this one is peppers. I think all peppers. So there's some starting to come up. And these didn't pop up until I put this new light bulb in yesterday. So I'm hoping that they do quite well. Hey everyone, it's time to do some transplanting and like just loving all my plants. So I thought I'd take you along. We're just gonna be walking around the house, so the lighting's going to be awful everywhere. But I will also give you like a little plant tour at the same time. Quite a few house plants, and a lot of them need some loving. So starting over here in my bathroom, this is it can be really hard to get good light of, but it is a golden pothos. Yeah, this one I started just as like a little clip cutting, and she loves it here. She does really well here. The occasional like yellow leaf that needs to come off, but for the most part she does really well. Kids are playing outside. And yeah, she's got lots of new growth coming. There. And she likes the humidity in here. I'm gonna give all my plants some plant food, so she will get that. Honestly, she could probably be repotted, but I'm just gonna give her some plant food, and then I'll probably repot her a little bit later in the season. So that's the only plant I have in our bedroom. Then the kitchen, we have quite a lot going on. So this is kind of like the hospital. So you can see I'm not a very good doctor, but we'll get to those. First of all, this is one of my very first plants. It was a spider plant, and it thrived here, put out lots and lots of babies, and then it just stopped. It just kind of has been in really rough shape. Lots of yellow leaves, dry, no matter how much I water it. It is in like a clay pot, which I think, or a terracotta pot, which I don't think is great for them. I'm gonna see if I decide to transplant this into something else. It definitely needs some different dirt, soil, and maybe some plant food as well. She needs some help because she does have some little babies here, and they're just like not doing great. But then up here, I have a little pinch of this succulent. Just started out as like one little end from a mother plant, and it's been doing really well, but it's just in this teeny tiny little pot, which is adorable, but I think it's outgrown it. So I think I have another one I can put that in. Then here I had some spider plant babies, and yeah, same thing. They were doing well, and then I kind of neglected them. I just keep topping off the water, but they're not doing great. Down here, this was from the grocery store. It was a tulip, and it kind of got sick right after I brought it home, so I'm not really sure what that was about. This I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, I can't remember, but I got it at the same time as I got that golden pothos, and I've just had really bad luck keeping it alive. I'm gonna try one more time and we'll see what happens. And there's a little cactus leaf in here, but it looks like that one's dead. This is my snake plant, mother-in-law's tongue, and it has gone through some stuff. So I bought it from Home Depot and it just had these 2 spears, and then it kind of died, and I didn't really know what was going on. So I stuck it in some water, put it in this window, and it thrived. It shot up all this new growth. Then I planted it. It's got one more little spear deep in there, you can't see it. And so then I moved it in a couple different places, and it just kind of quit growing. It wasn't dying, but it wasn't growing. So I put it back here. I don't know, snake plants are supposed to do well in low light, but this one loves the sunlight. So I'm gonna have to figure out a good home for that. This geranium I'm fostering from our beach like park. They do flowers and stuff like that, and it needs I don't know, I kept it alive a couple more weeks and then it can go back to the lake, but I think I'm gonna try and give it some love today too. And I do have 10 geraniums coming, so I don't need to like keep anything off of this, but there is new growth coming there, so she is alive. And then this is gonna be kind of gross, but in here I have a cactus that needs potting, and I forgot to get cactus soil. I just realized I meant to get some today and I totally forgot, so I'll have to get some more cactus soil. And then this is a Pelia, and it has just not done well, so I don't know. It's got lots of root growth on there. It's got some new growth coming. Not sure if I should just stick it in dirt and see what happens, or just change the water, or what. This is a mini monstera, I want to say. I got it at the same time I got the Pelia, and they're just not doing well. It had leaves on it when I got it, and it did grow a lot of stem, but then all the leaves fell off and just hasn't been doing well. So now I have this one new leaf up here. Oh, just had a wood tick. For those who don't know, that's a wood tick. And they are really hard to kill. They can give you Lyme disease, but it's not as common as you might think, or people lead you to believe. So that's a wood tick. They're pretty gross, creepy crawly, make you feel itchy, but I'm gonna do away with this one. So anyway, back to plants. That is that guy. He's got some new growth coming, so the roots are not doing too bad. I know they're gonna get slimy, but there's some roots coming there, so I think I'm going to leave it in the water a little bit longer, and then I'll put it in some dirt. We'll see what I decide. This was the last of this plant, and I can't remember the proper name, so I will find that, but I think it got frozen actually, because it's right by the window here, and we often open the window, and my husband often does that without thinking about the plants. And yeah, I think she's done. So that's in the kitchen, and then we have here over on the china cabinet, this beautiful spider plant is thriving, doing beautifully. Probably could use a little bit of soil top up and maybe some plant food, but she's happy right where she is. My plant stand thing here, which is kind of embarrassing. So this was a poinsettia that I got from my father-in-law at Christmas, and it was doing really well, and then I don't know if it just, I don't know, it was popping new growth in a lot of places, and then they kind of just died. Yeah, the kids put these on here. They're not harming the plant, I don't think. But yeah, so I'm gonna see what I can find out with that one. There's another spider plant that's doing well. This might end up going to the beach. This is my Hoya, and she's beautiful. This is a Crimson Queen, I believe it's called. I think when I got her, she had maybe 3 or 4 leaves, and she's been pushing leaves out a lot. I should look and see if she's got another one, and she will need some fertilizer too. This is a little bit of cactus from my mother plant. I should probably get some cactus soil and put those in there. Another spider baby. This was my original spider plant, I think. Maybe not. But she's got lots of growth down here too. And yeah, needs some love. Down here is another two spider plants actually. I think these are Fosters. I think these ones belong to the lake, so they'll go back there. This is a Sunsparkle Dazzleberry Creeping Sedum hybrid. So my neighbor gave me this a couple years ago. It was an outdoor plant that I brought in did that a couple times, and I don't know, she's not doing great right now. So I'm gonna see what I can find out in the soil, and then yeah, this might be her last year. We'll see how she does in the summer. And then this is my mother cactus. This was my grandma's, and she came to live with me. And I don't know, I trimmed her back a lot, and she just doesn't love it here like she did with my grandma. She does put out new leaves, and I do often get flowers from her 2 to 3 times a year, but she's just kind of sad. I don't know, I think she needs cactus soil. She used to be upright at my grandma's, and here she just flops down. So she definitely needs some loving on. Here is a Foster. This is a German ivy, I believe it is, some sort of ivy, and it's going back to the lake. It was beautiful when I brought it here. It was so big and full, and then I had to transplant it, and I broke off some of the dead parts and things like that, and it just hasn't thrived. I've kept it alive, but I'm hoping it can do well in the back at the lake where it was happy once. And then my last 2 Fosters are up here. I need longer rope from them so that they can actually be in front of the window. But this is a spider plant. I don't know if it's still living or not. We will find out. And then this is that succulent, which she is doing beautifully here. Well, part of her. There was more to her, but now there's just this part here, and yeah, she could use a little bit of love here too. And then in my daughter's room, this is the same plant that's in my bathroom. So they're both golden pothos, but you can see the difference. Our window faces east and hers faces west. And look at how much white is on these leaves from the different sun angle. So if you have a golden pothos, put it in a lot of light, and this is what you will get. Put it in not so much light, and you'll get what looks like in my bathroom. Then in the sewing room, we have this spider plant, which came from my grandma's as well, and it's, I don't know, she's real sad. She needs a lot of love, this one. Here's all these plants, and some of these bigger pumpkins and squash and stuff need to be transplanted, so that'll be getting done today.
That to here. Mm-hmm. And these are mine.
Watch, they don't touch the light bulb. Yeah, I know, I saw that come up. Yeah, we're gonna get those in their own containers. Some of these big plants, they need running out of room. Just put it back on there for now. Then this poor spider plant, this was just in dirt from the yard, I think, which isn't very good soil. So these 2, we'll try and revive them. Another spider plant up there. Spider plants, I tell you, they're just the gift that keeps on giving. And then here's another one, which was a baby. This is the best offspring that I've had. It's doing well, I guess. Could use some fert. Here is my Swiss cheese plant. It's a type of monstera. I think it's a type of monstera. But yeah, it's doing well, but I think it's outgrown this. I don't know, it wasn't a great idea to put it in here. Now I have to figure out how I'm gonna get it out. And I have that moss pole, but to be honest, it doesn't really use it. Just kind of sprawls out. So I'm gonna figure out a different solution. The only other plant I have in the house is in the entrance, and it's another ivy. And it was beautiful, and again, it just I don't know, all my plants are against me. They need plant food, I guess. And yeah, my dream is for it to sprawl out all along there and over there and come up over here. But obviously you need healthy plants for that. So let's get set up in the garage and do some work. Guys, guys. It is just editing this planting video, and I realized I don't have video of the garlic in the garden, which I thought I did. So I'm walking out. We're gonna go and see the garlic because it is quite large, and I'm excited to show you guys. So here's the garden. There's the garlic. So this garden is on our neighbor's lot, which we actually own, but he still lives here and he's outside working, so that's why I quit talking. But now I'm back in the safety of my yard. Anyway, back to the rest of the video. Okay, so we're in the garage because it's easiest to clean up mess. And I thought I had a table, but we must have borrowed it out. So I'm just gonna be working on the floor and hopefully you can kind of see what's going on. All right, so I'm just starting by bringing in all of the plants that I want to transplant at this time. And then I'm going to bring in the soil and everything that I need, and we're gonna get working on it. I wanted to address the reason why all my plants were dying. I don't know why it has taken me this long to figure it out. I knew this, but I didn't think it would be that bad. I have been always watering my plants with soft water because that's what comes out of our tap in the house, and it's convenient. I knew it wasn't great for them, but I didn't think it was so bad. And that's what's been killing them. The salt from the softener has been killing the plants. So now I have to haul water in from our outdoor taps, which are not softened water. It's a little bit more of an annoyance, but I mean, if it means the livelihood of my plants, then I guess I'm gonna have to do that. So take this from me, who has killed many plants. Please water your plants with unsoftened water, and I believe RO, reverse osmosis water, would have the same effect as softened water, since it always has to be softened to be reverse osmosis, I believe. So just removing all these plants from their original pots and then getting them in some new pots with some nice fresh soil. The lily, I'm not sure if I've shown that yet or not, but I do, not lily, it's a tulip. I do end up digging through there, and the bulbs, there's still growth on them. They're living. So I do put them in some soil, and we're just going to see what happens, if they'll grow, if I'll get some tulips out of them, or if they end up rotting or what. I do have tulips across the road at our rental property, so those will likely be transplanted into my yard at some point, but I need a flower bed to make that happen. So stay tuned, because there will be some flower bed building coming up too at some point on my channel. All right. The transplanting, it never ends, I tell ya. So I ran out of time on that other day. So today I am doing the cactus. I got some cactus soil, and I'm getting this big baby into her own pot. This would prove to be difficult because I couldn't get the pot out of this pot stand. So I had to, as you can see, trowel all that old dirt out, fill it up with some nice new cactus soil for this big old baby, and get her planted back in there, which was kind of difficult because I didn't want to break any of her. If you have any cactuses, you know that they can be fragile. So I ended up doing that, and then on the left there you can see all those little babies. I went ahead and gave them some cactus soil as well, and they seem to be doing really well now. And now I can finally transplant those little seed babies that we started at the beginning of this video. They've grown significantly, as you can see, and they just need more space. So I'm getting everything put into either their own container or reduced down to maybe just 2 plants per pot, pocket. And then some of the spindlier stuff happened over a couple days. This happened over a few days, and then some of the spindlier stuff, I did something that I'm not sure I recommend. I kind of curled them down into the soil and then covered their stem with soil, which I know from my training and my schooling is not good. It can cause root rot or a stem rot. So I'm going to hope that they're okay. So far, so good. It's been a couple weeks now since that's happened. Or I guess it's been about a week now, and nothing too terrible is happening. And I'm just hoping and crossing my fingers that they survive, because all of my tomatillos got really spindly. So I am actually going to raise them up from that shelf so they can be closer to the light. Even with the 200-watt incandescent bulbs, they're still getting spindly. So I'm going to raise them up. But yeah, in these clips here, I'm just repotting as usual, just being very gentle to get those little roots out as carefully as I can. And then this will be their home until it's time for them to go in the garden. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. I hope it was maybe just fun for you to watch and see all the things growing and see how bad I am at growing houseplants, I guess. I'm really excited to get this video out, and I can't wait to get the next one out for you, kind of just catching you up to date on where we've been. So thanks again for watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you like my content, and it'd be really nice if you would subscribe and stick around as well. See you in the next one. Bye!